Hello guys, Ashley here on Sons Listen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am back. I know I say this every time I've been absent. You guys know who do listen to my videos that things are on delay right now because I tried to focus more on my writing. It was me taking a backseat because I was so dedicated to the topic videos that I was really neglecting my writing, and writing is really special to me. It's the most important thing to me. Not the most important, but it's something that I really love to do when I am in my free time. And since I'm not writing in my story that I write on notebook because I'm in the middle of moving, I decided to kill time by writing the chapter on a piece of paper. So, and things like that for Wattpad and things like that. I make some money from Wattpad, checking out if you haven't. I can't remember my Wattpad name off the top of my dome. If you want to read some good smuts, put in Marine smuts, and you'll find them. Look like part 1 or part 2. The ones that say part 1 or part 2 are mine. 3 and 4, those are mine. So yeah, I make smuts. So I'm not afraid to say that I do make smuts. I do. There are attractive fucking male guys out here. I've had celebrity crushes for a long time. Do y'all really think I'm just stand by and not put my fantasies down on a piece of paper? It's all wrong. But I know I told you guys that once a blue moon, I probably would come on here and make a video about a teen drama topic. And today I have one. It is about the one and only One Tree Hill. This show is near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love One Tree Hill. If you haven't watched it, get the program now. And something that has been on my mind since I have rewatched the show over and over again as an adult is that Karen was really the bad guy when it came to the whole... Okay, I'll switch that. Karen was a liar. I'll say that. Karen was a big fat liar when it came to telling Lucas whether or not Dan wanted to be involved. And it took me a long time to realize that she was really a huge liar. Like, watching season 1 today, like even just like going back and rewatching episodes. I'm watching episode 4 today when I'm getting up to get ready for work, and watch the rest of the episode while I'm at work on my break. Lucas said that you should have told, you should have Lucas said he should have given us what we were entitled to. That Karen should have fought hard to give Dan what they were entitled to. And so Lucas, she said what happened tonight. He said that Nathan showed a video of her and Dan at prom, basically writing down their entire future, saying they're going to have a big house, they're going to have beautiful kids, they're going to have a big old wedding. And Lucas, you never told me that y'all were basically like a couple. She told me, where did you hear that? He said he didn't show the video. Like, she completely was just acting like she didn't know what he was talking about. Like, you know what I'm talking about. You told me that you got pregnant and he left. Like, he just bumped. Like, she made it sound like it was a random hookup. Like, that's not what happened. Y'all were in a whole relationship. You told me, I would have loved if they would have had done a flashback dedicated to what happened back then between Aaron, Dev, and Keith. I would have had loved to see a flashback episode dedicated to that whole debacle. I would have had loved that. Like, she basically just made it sound like it was a whole ass hookup. No, like, y'all were fucking in love, and he chose college over you. Which I feel like as you were in that position that Karen was in, I know that couldn't be easy, hearing that he's going to choose college over trying to be a father. But I think the more that I have rewatched, I'm not mad that Dan couldn't mentally prepare himself to be a father at 17. I'm not really mad at that because a lot of teenagers who have kids young end up giving their kids up for adoption anyway. Because to be 17 and to raise a child, that's just asking for a lot. You don't even know how to raise yourself. You're putting yourself in a position to, I don't want to say give up your freedom because that's not selfish. You're putting yourself in a position to grow up fast, then you need to. You gotta find a job now. You pretty much are giving up your whole social life at 17. And you need to ask yourself, are you ready to do that? There's just certain things you can't have when you become a parent young. Now, when your child grows up a little bit and you have the help and things like that, then yeah, kind of like when I get to see as a teenager, I'm going to blow a fucking gasket. I want to talk about the whole Amy and Ricky shit. Like, it's going to be a problem. Like, y'all, season 4 and 5, Season as a Teenager is not a pleasant sight. Anyway, that's a whole different topic itself. But basically, I'm not mad at Dan for not being ready to be a father at 17 mentally. Only for him to not have Deb and to con her into quitting school and raising a whole ass family that he really didn't want. Don't worry, Dan will have his own video because I'm not a Dan. I don't like Dan. Like, he pretty much tricked Karen. He took away the whole time they were married. Karen. The whole time they were married, Deb could have married somebody else. Like, Dan really gonna try to hold the fact that she cheated on him over her head when you've been in love with the same girl since high school your entire life. Don't be a hypocrite. Like, don't be a hypocrite. Like she said, she was 19 with a whole ass baby, married, don't even know who the fuck she is, giving up her semester because he thought about a whole ass knee injury. Man, get the fuck out of here. Like, you saw her that at the end of the episode, I know it's not about Dan and Deb, but I don't want to talk about the relationship too. Like, really, I really don't want to talk about it. I guess it's just the perfect time to let out the rant. He told Deb at the end of season 1, like, in season 1 they were doing like little flashbacks. He told Deb that he didn't expect tears on the end of the divorce papers. Deb said no, she was just thinking of how much of an ass he's been into their marriage, so she signed him. He said the night of their engagement dinner, he left. And he said that he went back to Tree Hill to go see Karen. And he said he went to Tree Hill to tell Karen that he was in love with her. And that Deb has been wanting to see that he's been loyal and he's been faithful to her and Nathan. All he's done is provide for them. He really thinks it's his delusional mind that he's been a great husband and a great father. That they should not divorce him because he sticked around when he couldn't went back to Karen. Like, he's such an asshole. Like, he is trying to pretty much manipulate and gaslight Deb into thinking that he was a great husband and father when he hasn't been any of those things. You want to get mad, like, even though he was vindicated for being mad at cute people with Deb, that shit ain't cool. Like, sober or not sober, vulnerable or not vulnerable. I know they're both vulnerable and things like that. I always kind of saw Deb and Keith have really cute chemistry in season 1. I kind of would have not been mad if they would have had one to make them a couple behind Dan and Karen's back. That has always been a One Tree Hill hot for me. I don't know how other people feel about that, but I know to me, I always kind of feel like they were cute in season 1. But that doesn't justify them sticking together, especially when Dan is quote-unquote in love with Deb. I don't think he was in love with Deb. I feel like he tried to be codependent on Deb because he felt like they needed to be together without knowing why they needed to be together. They both had no idea why they were married. To me, it kind of felt like they both trapped themselves into a marriage that they both really didn't want. And I feel like it's very hypocritical for him to get mad at Keith and Dan, to get mad at Keith and Dan sleeping together when your whole life since college you've been fetishizing and obsessing over getting back together with Tracy's girlfriend, completely in love with her. You're getting mad at me because I took dick from your brother? You're a hypocrite. Shut up. That's how I feel about Dan and Deb. I feel like personally they were really toxic. I feel like personally they both trapped themselves into something that they both didn't want. And you ask them who I think the villain is Dan. Dan conned Deb into thinking that he wanted a family the right way. He wanted all these things he wanted to do it right. Only to find out that he conned her into taking an injury. He ended up doing the exact same thing. He ended up getting a pregnant. They both had dropped out of school to raise Nathan. And like she said in an episode when his family came, that entire episode exposed Dan for being such a humongous hypocrite, for bullying on Nathan and things like that. Your father did the exact same thing to you for you to be perfect, for you to be the best. Knowing that you can't drive someone to that just stupid standard and pedestal. You can't drive your kids to be the best and expect them to not make mistakes along the way. That's just ridiculous thinking. So he basically about the whole injury. He told Deb. She said when you left, she said I dropped out too. He said don't rewrite history. We both dropped out to raise Nathan. She said I didn't know. She said I didn't know that you were dropping out because of a knee injury. You lied to me about that. You made it seem like it was about Nathan. No, you also dropped out because you were facing a knee injury. That's what you're talking about. Like you said, I thought I knew the person that I was marrying. You talking about I didn't protect you. If that's what you need to believe, Dan, to go ahead. Protect me from what? Protect me from what? Man, I want to talk about the relationship for a long time. That's how this relationship. I feel like it was really compelling to me, their relationship, their dynamic. I thought they were just really toxic. I thought they were not good for each other. I thought they were caught up with each other to the point where they kind of neglected Nathan a little bit, which is why I'm not mad that Nathan got emancipated in season 1. They were caught up in their own shit. They kind of neglected Nathan. So I got sidetracked. Back to Karen, when it's to Karen, her lying in season 1 and season 2. So when Lucas told her that everyone has secrets, I'm just like, yeah, he's right. Karen, you are just basically like lying about what happened back then. And like, she's kind of the reason why Lucas didn't have a relationship then, because she lied about a lot of shit. When Dan told Lucas in season 1, and that's the thing too. She did rob Lucas for having a father, but when Dan told Lucas in episode 19 in season 1 that he should tell Brooke to get an abortion because that's what he wished that Karen would have done, I just feel like the audacity for him to walk up to his son and to say that straight to his face, I just thought that is just so hurtful. He said, don't let Brooke ruin your life like your mother ruined mine. Because it's a regret that you're never going to have. It's a regret that you're going to live with for your life. Better just tell Lucas straight up that he regrets that Karen had him because now he got to live with it. The audacity. The fucking audacity. The fact that he told us that it's easy to have all the answers from a distance. I don't need to ask you nothing. I know what I see. What people show you is enough more than what they tell you. And by Dan, you tell me a lot more than you show me a lot more than you tell me. You sure as hell show me a lot more. He talked about Lucas said I didn't know how you could tell stuff, but she said it's easy to have all the answers from a distance. Dan, bye. Played a defensive game with somebody else, not me. And then when he told Lucas that I put you out of that car so you could see my son and so become team captain, it's just like so hurtful. The fact that he expected gratitude for saving Lucas's life, it's like that doesn't make you a good guy. That doesn't show to make you a good person. Yeah, you did something in the moment, but that don't change anything. Even I feel the same way too. That don't change nothing. You're not a good guy. You're not a good person. It don't change shit. Like, no, you expecting a thank you? You kiss my ass. So then we get to the next bombshell of season 1. When Dan told Lucas that you should ask your mom what really happened back then. So he asked her. She said that he really wanted to get to know Dan. He said that y'all were together before. He said, what was he like? She said that a long time ago, she said he was a nice guy. She said, in a story, basically, what Lucas found out was that Dan did he wanted to have the visitation rights. He wanted to be a part of Lucas's life, and Karen said no. She hid it from Keith. She hid it from Lucas that Dan did come to the hospital that night when Karen gave birth. But when he saw Keith holding Lucas, he turned back around. So I just feel like for Karen to take on accountability the whole time about Dan wanted to have, I keep saying Dan, about Dan wanted to have equal visitation rights, and she had the nerve to tell Keith that he's her brother, you would easily take his side. It's like, whoa, you think that is me? You obviously don't know me at all. I agree with Keith. For you to even say something like that so boldly, you must don't know me at all. And it was just crazy to me that she would just lie to look like that and pretty much be like, oh yeah, he didn't want anything to do with you. When it's absolutely not true. He wanted visitation rights and things like that. Stuff about he thought he could own us and things like that. It's like, Karen, you don't know. You're only saying that because of the way she treated Deb and Nathan. You don't know if he would have gotten involved, what kind of father he would have been. Talk about you're mad because I beat you and that I did this all by my own and you can't say that I need your help for once. I understand that. I applaud that. She did all by herself. She did her own business. She had Keith aside. She did everything as a single mother. I applaud that. But Dan is right. I'm tired of being blamed for everything. There are two sides to every story. And the fact that you didn't tell your son that I wanted equal visitation rights, it's like, why are you going to have the truth from him? Why are you doing that? Then we roll into season 2. We find out in season 2 when Lucas was living with Dan because Dan had his heart medicine. Lucas moved in with him. I particularly didn't like this storyline. So they were trying to build a relationship between Lucas and Dan. I just kind of felt like it was a waste of time. I just felt like there was never going to be a dream relationship built between them, and so it is a waste of time of trying to build it. But we find out in the episode where they want Lucas to pick who he wants to live with. We find out from Dan's lawyer that Dan did try to be in Lucas' life. He tried to provide child support and go out with everything, and she never told Lucas about this. And the lawyer asked Karen why did she ever accept any of this help when he offered it. She said that to him money is power and that she didn't want him to think that he could own her. It's like, Karen, again, you only have that acknowledgement because of how he treated Deb and Nathan when he became a father towards them. Again, you don't know what kind of father he would have been if you would have let him help. I know Dan was sure, if I had a kid with somebody and me and him aren't together and he's like, I want to help you out, it's like, why the fuck would I not want to take the help? Because if you don't, I'm gonna take your ass to court anyway. I'm gonna make court force you to give me what you need. At the end of the day, you helped me make this child. And it ain't like it was a random lookup. I know who I had a baby with. So I know 100%. So you're gonna help me with the finances. You're gonna help me get doctors. You're gonna help me get Similac. You're gonna get what? You're gonna help me get everything the fuck that he or she needs, whether you like it or not. And if you don't, I'm taking your ass to motherfucking court, and the court is gonna make you give me what we are entitled to. Period. You're not gonna just ease down the road because you don't want to take no responsibility. If you want to help me raise them, you ain't gotta do that. I'm not saying you gotta be some big happy family thing in the 1940s. You ain't gotta do all that. But you are gonna provide. You're gonna have a job. And you're gonna provide either way or not. I just felt like watching the show back with Karen. I just felt like I didn't appreciate her lies. I kind of felt like the reason why she lied is because she was a single mother and she do everything by herself. So I kind of feel like she just didn't want to admit that he did want to help. She didn't want to admit to Lucas that, I guess to her, telling him that was trying to give him hope that he could have a relationship with Dan. And I feel like a part of her didn't want him to. And it's like, you can't stop him from doing that. And to me, it kind of felt like damn, why would you tell him like that? And then act all cold when he mentions it. He said he didn't know that. In last episode, season 1, he said, I didn't know that you wanted to be a part of my life. I didn't know that you wanted to help raise me. He said, go out there and run that. It's like, why'd you drop a bomb like that and then be afraid to talk to me? Like, I'm just trying to get all the information that I can. That's all Lucas ever wanted. I think he just wanted to know the truth about what happened back then. Like, I feel like people really tend to overhate Lucas a lot. That is truly annoying. That people tend to forget that he really was a complex character. Like, and I was just talking about this to my sister, but I was going to say this for his video, because he is going to be on why I think he's overhated. I will be talking about all the good things that he has done for everyone in that entire friend group. And he does have positions that I didn't agree with, things that he did that I didn't agree with. But Lucas always had great storylines. We're not going to act like he didn't. One of the things that was talking about, it's 6:20. Damn, this time about that. One of the things that me and my sister was talking about when it came to Lucas is that he is a character suffering from daddy issues and rejection problems, which what comes when you've been abandoned by a parent. Lucas has really bad daddy issues. As much as he wants to know Dan, a part of him can't help but hate him at the same time. Remember, not want to know him. And all the time that he's tried to get to know Dan, Dan has not showed him anyone that he can truly rely on anyway. Which is why I feel like he came to a realization that Keith was really his father. And because of that, him not having Dan in his life, it has created a rejection problem for him. Which is something that you see all the time. When Peyton rejected him in season 1, he went to Brooke. When Peyton rejected his proposal, he found with Lindsay and decided he was going to set his sight on being somebody who wants the same things that he wants. Which is not a bad idea. But when you're not in love with somebody, you don't want to attract yourself to something that you don't want, which is exactly what he would have done if he would have married Lindsay. He would have lived a day of regret, because Lindsay, he's not in love with Lindsay. He is conning himself into thinking he's in love with her. I just feel like people hate him for being in love, and because he made some bad decisions because he's loving somebody else. And I feel like if a female, think about it, Brooke has the exact same issues. She has mommy issues and she has rejection issues. But yet, people tend to love Brooke and hate Lucas, even though their issues are exactly the same. It makes no sense. It's just double standard and being overhated. Because people tend to overlook male pain. That's what it is. People think that boys and males can't have mommy issues, can't have daddy issues. Be an alpha, don't be a beta. And it's typical for women to have mommy issues or daddy issues, but when it comes to men, those things don't happen. They're not realistic. That's why to me, it just feels like it's just such a double standard within this system. And I feel like a lot of that came from the podcast. I really blame the podcast for that, which is why I don't book the podcast. I don't watch it anymore. Nothing. That's how I feel. I feel like people tend to hate Lucas for having the exact same issues that a character like Peyton had, or not Peyton, that Brooke had, or hell, even Adrian from 2000. I rarely see anyone call out Adrian's her fucking decisions, her actions, the shit that she do, because she got all these issues. But yet, when it comes to Lucas, oh, he's going straight to hell. He's devil incarnate. If he even sneaks in the wrong direction, he's a fucking devil person. Y'all delusional. Y'all truly are delusional. Another thing I want to mention from episode 4 that pissed me off too is that Haley was pissing me off by telling Lucas that he needs to make amends with Nathan and that if he just sit down and talk to him, he will understand it's just as confusing as it is for Lucas. I don't need to understand anything. I don't need to talk to him about nothing, especially when he's bullying me for no reason. Like, yeah, damn, let's let him into it, but at the end of the day, Nathan is a teenager boy. He knows right from wrong at 16. Come on now, he's not a child. Nathan really was bullying Lucas for absolutely no goddamn reason. And like, Haley was just pissing me off. It's like, I'm continuing trying to be the voice of reason, but I don't owe him anything. I don't owe him a conversation. I didn't do shit to him. Hello? And that too. How come no one gets mad at Haley for dating a guy who bullied her best friend? And then she expected this shit just act cool, seeing them together? Huh? If that would have been the other way around, y'all been telling Lucas he is a terrible friend, and y'all know him right. It's double standards. Certain characters can get away with shit, and it's ridiculous to me. That's crazy. If Brooke would have bullied Haley, and Luke would have went out with her, y'all would have, to this day, we won't have her at the end of it. And y'all know I'm right. Y'all know I'm fucking right. But that has been the rant for today. I really been talking about T. Jones, y'all. I really do. I will say in closing again from Aaron is that I don't appreciate her lies. I don't appreciate her trying to throw in a wedge between Lucas and Dan because she wanted to make Dan seem like a really bad person for making it seem like he just didn't want to do Lucas when that wasn't the case. And I don't appreciate that. I think she's a liar, and I feel like all she had to do was just keep hunting. Lucas is not a child anymore. Lucas is a teenager boy. Tell him the truth. It's kind of like George Lopez, TV show George Lopez. Benny lied and told George that Minnie died. I think the reason why Benny told George that Minnie died is because she was very indicated for how she felt about Minnie walking out on them. I completely understand. But that hatred should not be thrown onto your child because you hate him. It was not fair for Benny to keep George from knowing his father. She's keeping letters and necklaces that Minnie gave to George because she said that she hated him for so long that she wanted George to hate him too. And I just thought that's not right. And I thought that's what Karen tried to do with Lucas. That she hated Dan and she wanted Lucas to hate him too. Without giving Lucas a chance to know that he did want to be involved, and she took the opportunity away from him. I thought that's not right. And I think single mothers really should think before they do shit. Like really. Like think about who you're getting there. Think about the person you're gonna date before you get your child to be comfortable around them. Because that's when abuse starts. That's when all that stuff starts to happen. Because single mothers don't like being alone, and they are willing to be with anyone who will fill that void of them being alone. And that's not right. I feel like, especially in the Black community, that's why there's so many childhood traumas within the Black community because single mothers in the Black community don't like being alone. They'll set up for toxicity over anything. And y'all know right. I'm a Black person, and a lot of people in my family, like a lot of people in my family who have had really traumatic childhoods because of their mothers, because a lot of the mothers didn't want to be alone. They put their children in really bad circumstances because they didn't want to be alone. I'm not going to dive into it because it's really no one's business about what went down. That's just my business. I'm not trying to be harsh or anything like that. It's just my business. So yeah, I'm letting you know that it's a lot going on in my family who have had traumatic childhoods because of it. That's all I'm going to give y'all, but I'm not going to go deep down to what specific trauma it was because that's no one's business. But I just feel like just do better. If you're a single mother, just do better. Don't put your children around anyone who's going to hurt them and things like that. And don't rely on love when it's not real. When it's codependent love, don't rely on it. When if it's real love and they're trying to genuinely show you that they want to be with you, I feel like just test it out. Just test it out. Just test it. But other than that, that has been beautiful today. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Bye. And I'll see y'all next time.